Nutrition is personal chemistry, and only your own doctor or registered dietitian can tell you exactly what fits your medical picture. So take this as a friendly guide and confirm any big change with a professional who knows your history. Now, imagine a single handful of nuts carrying as much power over your arteries as skipping your morning blood pressure pill. That isn't an exaggeration. A decade-long analysis published by the Journal of the American College of Cardiology tracked older adults who snacked on different nut varieties. Some choices pushed blood pressure and inflammatory markers sky high, while others soothed vessels, cooled inflammation, and, almost as a side benefit, sharpened the speed at which those seniors could recall names or balance a checkbook. That study set off alarm bells in my own nutrition practice because my waiting room is full of people over 65 who love their mixed nut jars. So today, we'll stroll through the aisle, pausing at 4 nuts every senior should invite onto the plate, and 4 that deserve a polite nod and a little more social distance. Save room for the last warning nut. Almost nobody talks about its darker side, yet pharmacies fill millions of prescriptions that can tangle badly with that tiny kernel. Let's start at sunrise, the moment many of us shuffle into the kitchen, switch on a lamp, and breathe in the smell of fresh coffee. Picture that cup warming your palms. Beside it, a neat quarter-cup mound of almonds waits. It's not a big pile, 15, maybe 20 nuts, but inside each seed sits a mineral duet few supplements can match. 97 milligrams of calcium arrive packaged with magnesium, a metabolic chauffeur that grabs calcium by the hand and delivers it to bone tissue instead of ditching it in artery walls. Out in California, Tufts University researchers compared antioxidant strength in older adults who ate blanched almonds, the kind with skins removed, to those who kept the skins on. The skin-on group doubled the antioxidant protection because vitamin E partnered with brown skin flavonoids to form a shield twice as potent as vitamin E alone. To tap that benefit, chew each almond slowly. The rough texture scrubs teeth, and the generous 3.5 grams of fiber make life a lot easier for the 40% of seniors who fight constipation every week. Raw or dry roasted, unsalted is the ideal. Salted and honey-glazed varieties pile on sodium and added sugar that undo half the gain. Keep a small jar near the mugs so you remember to grab your quarter cup as naturally as you reach for the coffee pot. Mid-morning rolls into lunch, and maybe you've penciled yourself into today's crossword or queued up an audiobook. Your brain could use a noontime tune-up, and few foods tune faster than walnuts. Crack 7 halves, roughly an ounce, and study their curved, crinkled surface. They mimic a human brain, right down to the twin hemispheres. And that resemblance is more than coincidence. Walnuts deliver the richest supply of plant-based omega-3s on the grocery shelf. Omega-3s stabilize the fatty membranes around every neuron, helping electrical messages zip from one brain cell to the next without friction. In an 8-week, double-blind trial, printed in the Journal of Nutrition, seniors who ate 1.5 ounces daily processed information faster and pivoted between mental tasks with more agility than volunteers who ate look-alike placebo snacks. One unexpected perk: walnuts also ship tiny doses of natural melatonin. Eat them an hour before bed, and many older adults notice shorter time to fall asleep and fewer midnight wake-ups. Just protect those delicate oils. Keep walnuts in the fridge, or if you buy bulk bags, the freezer. When the nut tastes faintly bitter, that's not rancidity. That's the polyphenols, which tamp down inflammation as effectively as a minor dose of ibuprofen, minus the stomach upset. The afternoon slump shows up right on schedule. You feel a flutter in your chest, or catch yourself yawning over the remote. That's pistachio o'clock. Pour a small bowl, 49 nuts still in their shells. Why shells? Pace. Researchers at Eastern Illinois University handed one group of snackers shelled pistachios and another group in-shell nuts. The in-shell group ate 22% fewer calories, yet felt just as satisfied thanks to the mini ritual of cracking each pod and collecting the empties as a visual speedometer. Nutritionally, pistachios are a blood pressure trifecta: low sodium, high potassium, and a healthy pinch of magnesium. 2 placebo-controlled trials showed seniors who swapped a daily salty cracker snack for an ounce of pistachios shaved 3 to 5 points off their systolic blood pressure in as little as 4 weeks. The green and purple pigments aren't just pretty, they're packed with lutein and zeaxanthin, the pigments that build a natural sunglasses layer inside the retina's macula. Those pigments matter. Age-related macular degeneration is the leading cause of vision loss over 60, and diet is one of the few modifiable levers. If arthritic fingers protest tight shells, buy smiling pistachios, the half-opened variety, or look for pre-shelled green kernels and measure 1-ounce scoops so the portion doesn't creep larger day by day. Evening arrives, and dinner might be soup, a salad, or simple leftovers. Finish the meal with the richest nut in the world, yet you'll only eat 1 or 2 pieces. Brazil nuts come from enormous South American trees whose roots mine selenium from deep volcanic soil. Selenium is the spark that flips thyroid hormone from its storage form into its active form. 20% of US adults over 65 have underdiagnosed sluggish thyroids, which sap energy, mood, and metabolism. 2 Brazil nuts supply 100+% of your daily selenium. And because the mineral is wrapped into an amino acid matrix nature designed, your body grabs it efficiently, better than from many pills. Resist the temptation to graze. More than 4 or 5 Brazil nuts per day can overshoot ideal selenium ranges and cause brittle nails or a metallic taste. Keep them refrigerated. Their high-fat content spoils at room temperature within weeks. If you buy unshelled nuts, store them in an airtight glass jar to keep humidity at bay. Their creamy texture satisfies dessert cravings and adds a whisper of healthy fat that helps absorb fat-soluble vitamins from whatever vegetables you just ate. Those are the 4 powerhouses. Yet every coin flips, and the snack jar holds a few coins best traded for something more valuable. Peanuts step up first. Ground-grown legumes, not true tree nuts, they spend their life in soil that harbors aspergillus mold. When conditions turn warm and damp, that mold leaves behind aflatoxin, a liver-damaging chemical the Centers for Disease Control flags as a carcinogen. Agricultural inspectors test, but hot shipping containers and long pantry stays let new mold bloom. Seniors metabolize toxins slower than teenagers. Just 2 aflatoxin-positive servings a week can double certain liver stress enzymes, making medication processing sluggish and, over years, raising cancer risk. Peanuts also tilt the diet's fat ratio toward omega-6, the kind that fuels inflammatory sparks unless balanced by omega-3s. If you take warfarin, vitamin K in peanut skins turns dosing into a guessing game. Love the flavor? Roast raw peanuts yourself, store them frozen to curb mold, and cap the serving at a tablespoon tucked inside an apple slice. Better yet, swap 3 of your weekly peanut snacks with almonds or walnuts and track how your morning stiffness eases over 30 days. Number 2 on the caution roster is the buttery cashew. Smooth, sweet, and oh so easy to pop by the handful, cashews hide 9 grams of carbohydrate in each ounce, almost triple the carbs in almonds. That quick sugar hits the bloodstream fast, a real pinch for the quarter of seniors juggling diabetes or the nearly half walking the pre-diabetes tightrope. Cashews carry oxalates, little molecules that grab calcium and create crystals. In someone with thinning bones or a history of kidney stones, those pretty crescents can add insult to injury. Their pillow-soft shape slides down with minimal chewing, which is exactly why speech pathologists list cashews among the top aspirated nuts in elders with swallowing issues. When a craving hits, choose pistachios instead. You'll get double the fiber, steadier glucose, and a built-in pacing mechanism as you work each shell free. Third comes the luxury of macadamias. They taste like vacation, rich, buttery, subtly sweet. Yet ounce for ounce, they outrank every other nut in calories. 200 energy-dense calories and 22 grams of fat hide in that small palmful. For a metabolism that slows roughly 2% each decade past age 50, those numbers matter. The fats are largely monounsaturated, heart-friendly in theory, but 3 grams per ounce are saturated, a concern if your LDL already floats high. Their hardness challenges caps, crowns, and bridges that many seniors paid a fortune to install. Add cost, macadamias fetch a premium, nudging budget-minded shoppers toward bargain bins where nuts languish under fluorescent lights, oils turning rancid. If the taste makes your eyes close in bliss, compromise with a mini portion. Drop 3 macadamias onto a saucer, fill the rest with blueberries, and eat slowly. You'll satisfy nostalgia without derailing cholesterol or the grocery budget. Last, and most overlooked, is the humble pine nut. Looks harmless, tiny ivory seeds we toss by the spoonful into pesto. Yet their high polyunsaturated fat content oxidizes fast. Oxidized fats create aldehydes, compounds that travel the bloodstream and ignite joint inflammation, an unwelcome guest if you already live with arthritis. But chemistry takes another twist. Pine nuts interact with a cluster of prescriptions common in seniors, several statins, a handful of antidepressants, and certain blood pressure agents. The result can be reduced drug potency or worse, intensified side effects such as muscle pain or dizziness. Then there's pine mouth, a syndrome in which taste buds revolt, leaving every food metallic and bitter for up to 3 weeks. Frail elders who already fight low appetite can't afford to lose the joy of flavor that long. If pesto is a family tradition, mix it half walnuts, half pine nuts, freeze it in ice cube trays, and pull out only what you'll use today. Cold halts oxidation and cuts pine nut exposure in half. Touch the poll card floating above this line and vote for the nut that startled you most. Those quick taps steer future episodes. Did pine nuts win the shock award? Or was it the hidden sugars in cashews? Nuts compress forests of nutrients into bite-sized parcels. When you pack your snack drawer with almonds for bone strength, walnuts for mental spark, pistachios for steady pressure, and Brazil nuts for thyroid vitality, you hand your body the raw materials to thrive. Rotate them so boredom never wins. Weigh or measure portions. It's easy for handfuls to grow. And store each variety out of heat and light. Give peanuts, cashews, macadamias, and pine nuts respectful distance if you wrestle blood sugar swings, high LDL, aching joints, or complicated medication schedules. Tiny swaps, repeated silently every day, keep artery walls springy, joints bending without complaint, and brains curious enough to learn new tricks long after we collect our first Social Security check. If today's stroll down the nut aisle gifted you a fresh insight, hit the like thumb so I know these deep dives serve you. A free PDF guide, Smart Snacking After 60, waits in the description. Download it, stick it on the fridge, and share it with a friend who still lives on cocktail peanuts. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're ready to switch one snack this week, or a 0 if you need another piece of evidence. I read every note because your stories shape this channel. Until next time, stay kind to your heart, chew slowly, and enjoy every crunchy bite that brings you strength, calm, and clarity. Yeah.